Good evening. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. Usually I do a closing grain comment around 3 o'clock after the markets are all done, but I thought I'd do something different tonight. Try and wait till we reopen up here in the nighttime market. Talk about what's going on. D's corn opened up unchanged, trading right now at 411. November beans opened up lower. We're down a penny right now, a penny and a quarter, trading 10.08. The two levels that we've been watching and worried about are 407 and a half in D's corn and $10 in November beans. 1018 had been a big number as well. 1018 was the midpoint range of the entire trading range so far for 2025. We are under it. Um, we'll see what happens. I think the next hurdle is going to be the August 12th USDA report. But certainly, if I've got grain here, I've got nothing sold. I'm not a big fan of selling into contract lows or selling into new lows. I'd much rather see somebody buy a cheap put for the next 2 months and sort of use it as a tourniquet, just like if you were, in an accident, you want to stop the bleeding. That's what this put option would do. There's a cost associated with it. Um, I'd rather buy a put than sell futures because if you sell futures and then something changes and we drastically rally, then you've capped your profit. So I would prefer using the long option strategy personally. And that's exactly what I do for my clients. I help them make hedging decisions. I do make cash sale recommendations throughout the year. I've done that, starting actually back in the beginning of the year. And we try and stay in the position where we can reward rallies. So we'll see if we can get something cooking here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We got to get through this August crop report. But right now, these corn's kind of hanging in there right there at 410. I believe if we take out 407 and a half, you'll see more people selling. The investment community is not really involved at this point. They're only short 175, 180,000 contracts of corn. That sounds like a lot, but historically that's not. They have plenty of dry powder. And that's probably the biggest thing that concerns me. If the managed money starts leaning into the short position, it could be a wet blanket on any sort of rally coming up. So watch that. We really have not had any pollination issues that we could sink our teeth into. We may start seeing stuff in 2 or 3 weeks from now when some of the early stuff starts getting cut down the delta. But by and large, there's no two ways about it. This is going to be a big crop. Some people are even talking about possibly north of 16 billion bushel of corn. And generally, we grow a little over 15.3. So we'll see. Everybody's opinions are like belly buttons, right? Everybody's got one. At the end of the day, we'll know what the price is come harvest, and that'll be the reality check for everybody. Right now, like I said, these corn kind of hanging there at 411. November beans down a penny and a half, trading 10.08. Wheat is again continuing to slide lower. September wheat, Chicago's down 3, trading at 527. The number I worry about in September wheat is 521. That's the contract low for May. Kansas City wheat sitting right at its May contract low, 515. Right now we're trading at 515 and 3/4. And if you look at Minneapolis SEP is also lower right now, trading 577. We talked about that the other day when 591, 590 didn't hold. My concern was that they may take it down to 575. That is a contract low for Minneapolis wheat. So if you've got something hedged, good for you. That's why we hedge. And the time to hedge obviously was a while ago. If you've got nothing hedged, there are still some strategies out there that can prevent you from making a cash sale, especially if you don't want to make a cash sale here. That's the suggestion I would make. I would be to try to craft some sort of a hedge where you use a put option to do a substitute sale, stop the bleeding, again, like a tourniquet. Don't expose yourself to margin once you pay for the put. You buy the put, and then if you bought the put and then tomorrow we rallied $1, the worst thing would happen is you would lose the value of whatever you paid for the put, but then you would gain the rally in the cash market. And if you're a farmer producer and you're listening to me, that's really what you want to do. You want to stay in position so you can make a good cash sale. And then wrapping up with livestock, another new high. Just incredible the way this cattle keeps going. August hit a new uh, contract and also all-time high 229.9. If we hit the 230, that opens up 234 and then 247. Those would be the next progressions. August feeder cattle hit a high today of 336.7. It just seems like yesterday we were concerned, will we ever see $3 feeder cattle? Now we're talking about 350 feeder cattle. Just incredible. Like everything else in life, sooner or later it's going to fade away. And since nobody knows when that day will come, the best strategy I think you could do would be to capture revenue with a hedging strategy. If you're unfamiliar with that, it's exactly what I do for my clients. I take my 30 years of experience as first as a floor trader, and then for the last 15 years, I've worked with farmers and producers as a risk manager. So if you need help, and right now, if you're upset, if you're anxious, and you're stressed out, give me a call. We can talk about some strategies that might help um, de-stress your marketing life here at this point. I can't paint too rosy of a picture, but there are some strategies that can maybe open up the door to better cash sales on down the road, where you could still defend against the market drifting lower. So that's about it for the night. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. Thanks for tuning in. I do an afternoon, and then we'll see. Usually I do around 3 o'clock, but maybe I'll start doing it at 7 o'clock at night. Depends on what's going on. And once a week, I do a members only seminar where I really dig deep into what we're looking at specifically. It's a video, so I can talk about, how I make my decisions and what I've learned over 30 years. I can share that with you. That's my real goal there for members, is to share with you my thoughts and ideas, and also specific hedges. That's something that I don't share with the general public. So have a great rest of the night. Chris Robinson, take care.